What's up, everyone? Fire in the belly here, coming at you with another video. All right, I'll cut straight to it. If you're someone that lives in Seattle or the surrounding metropolitan areas, Bellevue, Renton, Northgate, West Seattle, Burien, Tukwila, we've all heard about this housing crisis that is supposedly going on. Um, Here's just one. This is just one of the first articles I found. This is back in April 2018, so it's still relevant. Um, but it says the downtown condo resale inventory is anemic, and price points in Seattle below $500,000 are vanishing. Okay, I agree with that. I agree that prices are going up, and there's more demand than can be met. So therefore, the supply is not sufficient enough. And when that happens, the price of a good or service, in this case housing, has to go up. And that's just how it works. Supply and demand. That's Econ 101. All right. So, but Seattle's response to this is just absurd. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to a clip here.
Big show. What a scam. This destruction of Seattle with the upzoning of 27 neighborhoods. It's going to bring a lot of traffic into our neighborhood because right above us on Boylston, there are a lot of these old classic, look like they were built in the 30s or 40s,
Right.
big single-family houses, and those are all going to be torn down. They're going to go up to 80 feet, and it's going to be a wall of very expensive Lake Union and Downtown View apartments. It's going to do nothing to add affordable housing because the developers are just going to pay the fine instead of putting in affordable housing because you can't sell $1.5 million condo if you've got affordable housing down on the ground floor. And so they're just going to pay the fine. The city council.
So right there, based on what he's saying, and he has accurate information, I believe, Dory Monson. Basically, the builders are given a choice. You either put affordable housing in a certain percentage of your units, or you just pay a pretty hefty fine. And we're talking about, you know, 10 to 20, $50 million developments here. So I'm sure this fine is in the uh, uh, mid range of the six figures, 400, $500,000, possibly seven figures. Um, but when it comes down to it, uh, like he says, you can't sell $1.5 million condo when you got, you know, affordable Section 8 housing down below. It just doesn't make sense. So what the developers are going to do, they're going to pay the fine, and then to recoup the fine, they're going to charge more for rent, or they're going to have to sell the houses for more. So again, Seattle's response not only doesn't help the problem, but it directly does the exact opposite of what the intent is. And that is almost always the case with government intervention into the economy. It almost probably 90% of the time has the reverse exact 180-degree polar opposite of its intended effects. And so, um, you know, and then, Seattle has a 7-month minimum to get a building permit. 7 months. And it's like a $10,000 fee. It depends on the value of the project, I believe. But I've got a lady that I do a lot of business with she makes a living by helping people get their construction permits because it's such a pain in the ass through Seattle that now you got to hire someone to help get your building permit, which makes the building more expensive, right? And if you're building an investment property, an income producing property, right? What is that doing? That is increasing the cost of building that property. It's increasing the time it takes to build that property. So if you took out a loan to build the property, you're paying more interest than you have to pay. You're spending more time than you have to spend, and you have to pay a bunch of legal fees to bureaucrats to get your building developed. So again, they do something that has the exact reverse 180-degree polar opposite of what its intent was. The permitting process, um, it's a come hither, pay up, pull out your wallet. We're gonna run you through the ringer on a bunch of ridiculous rules and building regulations. And now I'm not saying there shouldn't be building regulations. We should absolutely have building code. Buildings should absolutely have to meet a safety standard. But to the extent that Seattle's regulations go as far as building, it's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Yeah. So that's pretty much my opinion on that. And like like the video, subscribe if you want. I'm gonna be putting out more videos like this. Um, and until then, see you next time.